kitchen, folks. In this short film, I'm going to show you how I preserve my tomatoes using a food dehydrator. So this is my dehydrator. It looks like a little oven, and it basically is a little oven. It's a TurboTronic TurboWaveBio, that's the make and model. And as you can see when you open it up, you've got the shelves inside it, just like you get with an oven. And I'm just going to remove these shelves right now, because I'll need them for the tomatoes. And you'll notice there that there's a dial there with hours. You can have it up to 12 hours, and the maximum temperature is 80, which is what I'm going to be using it on today. So as its name suggests, the dehydrator removes water. It dehydrates what you put in there. And here's two examples of things that I've dehydrated. So these are apple chips. And as you can tell, they sound very dry because they are very dry. And these are chilies. And again, they sound very dry because they are very dry. Now with my tomatoes, what I actually want to achieve is something that's not as dry as that. I want it to have a little bit of moisture left in it, so there's a little bit of a chew. So you know when you have sun-dried tomatoes, they're not parched dry, they've still got some moisture in them, you know, there's some chewiness to them. That's what I'm wanting to achieve today with my dehydrated tomatoes. So besides my tomatoes, the only other ingredients in this recipe are sugar, salt and some oregano, as well as the olive oil in which the tomatoes will go into. So I've got 750 grams of tomatoes. It'll be interesting to see what they weigh after they've been dehydrated. After I've dehydrated them, I'm going to put them in olive oil to preserve them. But let's get on with the recipe. So I've got my little chopper out today, and I'm going to begin by slicing these up and placing them on the racks. So that's my first lot of tomatoes done. What I'm going to do now is just sprinkle a bit of oregano on them, or as you Americans say, oregano. Then I'm going to get some salt and do the same. And then finally, I'm going to put a very small amount of sugar on each one. And what all these additives do is really bring out the flavours in the tomato. It makes it quite delicious. So now this one's done, I'm going to put it into the dehydrator. So I'm going to put my shelf on the second row down and just slide that to the back. I've now got to repeat the process with the rest of the tomatoes. I'll come back to you when that's done. Okay, I'll get the second tray in and I'll put that a little bit beneath the other one, so they're not touching at all. So the rest of the trays don't need to go in there because that's now all of the tomatoes bar one. So it's on 80 degrees Celsius, and I'm now going to turn this on for 12 hours, which is the longest you can have it on for. This is then going to go overnight, and I'm going to give you an update tomorrow morning. However, before I go, I did say that one tomato hadn't made it, so I'm going to weigh that tomato, which weighs 56 grams or 55 grams. So there are 695 grams of tomatoes. Let's just say 700 grams of tomatoes in there. With the addition of the salt, sugar and oregano, that's probably 5 grams. So we'll see tomorrow what 700 grams of tomatoes goes down to after dehydration. Catch you then. Okay, it's the next morning. Let's have a look at those tomatoes. And they seem like they might be done actually. Yeah, they are done. That's spot on. Just what I wanted. They've got that little bit of moisture left within them. Yeah, that's great. So here they are. Now you might not think they look that appetising, but trust me, they smell like a pizza topping. I need to weigh them now. So these have gone from being 700 grams down to 61 grams. That is phenomenal. So 639 grams of water have been dehydrated out of them, which is quite incredible. Cheers. They taste absolutely fantastic. When these have been allowed to soak in oil for a little while, they'll regain a little bit of plumpness because they'll take on a bit of oil, and the taste will be amazing. But for all intents and purposes, I'm eating a sun-dried tomato. Okay, so there are the tomatoes in the jars. So now I'm going to add the olive oil. And when I've eaten the tomatoes out of these jars, the oil that's left behind will be flavoured and it will be great for cooking with. Really good, really flavoursome. It's quite nice watching it draining. So there we have it, folks. That was quite a nice and straightforward process. So there they are, labelled up, and they will keep for months, if not longer. Hope you've enjoyed the film, folks. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's much appreciated. Catch you on the next film. The film that you've just watched is a Moss Home and Garden production. You can find more by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. I'd just like to say thank you very much for supporting my YouTube channel and for watching my films. It really is very much appreciated. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to receive future updates about the home and garden films which I upload. You can find my YouTube channel by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. Please click on the red subscribe button. When you've done that, a little bell will appear. If you press that also, then you'll get future updates about the films which I upload. If you like my films, if you like my style of filming, then you might also like my travel channel, which you will find by going to youtube.com/Stuart Moss or type in www.mosstravel.tv. Again, if you could subscribe to that channel, it would be hugely appreciated. If you'd like to get Moss Home and Garden updates on Facebook, then please open Facebook and do a search for Moss Home and Garden, and you will find the page. If you like the page, then you will get future updates on there. And if you'd like to connect on Instagram for home, garden and travel photography, as well as some stories, then my username is StuMoss, STUMOSS. If you'd like to connect on Twitter, then my username is @StuartMoss. And if you'd like to contact me about film usage or any other issue, please just email me on stewmosshomegarden@gmail.com. Once again, thank you very much for supporting my channel, for watching my films. I do appreciate it. I'd just like you all to have a great day.